Throughout the ages, we have seen lots of rivalries. We've got fanboys and fangirls on one side, and we've got haters on the other. And we've seen this with the Sony PlayStation versus the Microsoft Xbox. We've seen it with AMD versus Intel, and we've seen it with Donald Trump versus the truth. One of the big ones is, of course, Mac versus PC. And now Apple have come out with a new M1 chip. It's their own silicon, so they're no longer using the Intel processors. And that leads us to the big question, what will run on the new Apple computers? And of course, for me, the one big thing, the one big game that I want to work is Guild Wars 2. Now, I've spoken to the team over at Arenanet, because I'm an Arenanet partner, and I've asked them, have they got any plans to upgrade to the Apple Silicon for the Mac client? And there are no word on that. So currently, it looks like there are no plans to update to the Apple Silicon for the Guild Wars 2 client. So that means it's got to run under Rosetta. And Rosetta is like, it's a layer above the processor that takes what would ordinarily be the Intel instructions and converts them into Apple Silicon instructions. This obviously adds, it's going to take some processing to do that. So we've got to bear in mind that, one, are we going to be able to convert from Intel to Apple Silicon? And two, is it going to take too long that the game becomes unplayable, if it's even playable? So that's today's video. Can we install and play Guild Wars 2 on the new Apple Silicon Mac? And I'm hoping so, because if it can't, and my old MacBook Pro can, then this has to go back. And I would hate for that to happen. Okay, so I'm going to log into my Arenanet account. So Guild Wars 2, guildwars2.com, here we go. Download now. This is exciting stuff. Is this going to work? I really am looking forward to finding out if this does. That's to say, I'm really hoping that this does, because it goes back otherwise, and it will be a shame for that to happen, because this is a fantastic piece of technology. Let's download the Mac installer. Okay, so we're downloading the installer. I'm not sure how far it's up to yet. 1 minute and 18 seconds, so that's okay. It's not a big one. Oh, here we go. It's zooming through now. Okay, so the website is saying OS X, 64-bit OS X. This is 64-bit and it is OS X, but what it isn't is Intel. Let's go to download Guild Wars 2. Let's see if this works. Well, it says it's opening it up, so that's always a bonus. Finishing. Oh my goodness, here we go. We're going to drag this into the applications. My heart's actually pounding here. My heart is actually pounding. I'm so nervous for this because I want this to work. So, right, okay. Let's see. If we go to applications, we won't do it there. We'll do it from the actual application here. From Launchpad, there's Guild Wars 2, 64-bit. It's an internet app downloaded. Oh my goodness, I thought for a second I was going to say it won't. Right, here we go. This is the big test now. Guild Wars 2. Wow, okay. Well, it looks like it's running. It does look like it's running here. No, at least it's starting the process. Let's see what happens. This is a completely fresh install as well, because, you know, this MacBook Pro is brand new, so I do not know if this is going to run. So we've got to download the base, the client, and then we're going to have to download all the maps and everything that goes with it. So this could be a very long process. My mouth's dry, my hands are shaking, my palms are sweaty. That's how important the system is. This is really important. I'm hoping it's well. Right, okay, so, well, we've certainly got the login screen. So let's try this now. akcsl@hotmail.com. Now this is looking very slow, to be fair, but anyway. Okay, so we've got quite a bit to download yet. So why don't you come back when this is all done and we'll see if this is working. Okay, so the game's now at the point where it's downloaded enough to become playable. So it's not downloaded all of the game yet, but it's enough that we can play it. So next to me here, I have got the early 2015 MacBook Pro. It's an i5 dual core, just the standard built-in graphics, Intel graphics that come with it. So it's got nothing special, and it does play Guild Wars 2 in a fashion. And I don't know if you can hear this, but the fans are already going on this, so it's already quite noisy. But anyway, that's okay, that's fine. Let's have a look. So, world selection. I am on Divinity's. I'm on the Underworld server on the EU. So to make this a fair setup, I will log in and I will transfer over to Underworld. On, assuming that we even log in, I will log into Underworld on the EU on the new Silicon MacBook Pro. World selection. Well, it's definitely playing the music, all right. Okay, so I'm currently on Americas, so I shall go to Europe. Here we go. Transfer. Yes, transfer. Okay, it should kick me back to the client. And I will log in. I'm not exactly sure where I am. I'm in Divinity's Reach. That's okay then. I will now log in. Yep, here we go. 5-4. Let's just play. Click play. Okay, I shall jump onto my character here, the Lady Saffron. So here, oh, I've not done my daily login. Oh, look at that. That's how busy I've been all day. Here we go. So I've got two accounts. I should point out these are two completely different accounts. So let me just get my daily login. All right, nobody judge me. Yes, I know my inventory management is not the best, but I'm in Eye of the North because we were doing the story. So if we have a look, we can see that our frames per second are, well, we're on 9 frames per second, 12 frames per second. So it's almost kind of nearly playable, I think you'd say. All right, okay, here we are in Eye of the North, but we're going to head to...
So that all may be free.
Oh, did I transfer... actually, right, let me log out. Did I transfer to Underworld? Character select. I can go to the character world selection, Europe. I want Underworld. Here we go. Transfer. Yes. So we're making it as fair as possible. We're on exactly the same server. This one, we're getting 9 frames per second. This one is running. This is running, and it's running under Rosetta. So at the moment, I don't know what the FPS is going to be like. So it's I'm quite nervous about this. But since this one's only played 9 frames per second, it's not like this could be that much. Well, I say that now, that's jinxing it, isn't it? We'll see. We're going to see. I'm going to jump to Divinity's Reach. I mean, that is a pretty low frames per second, it's got to be saying. Right, okay. We're going to go to the Queen's Terrace, which is where we are on both characters now, so we should both be there. In fact, what I can do is, I can... add me, AKCSL 8501. I should see me online. I am there. So let me send me an invite to party. There we go. I will accept that invite. Oh dear. So the mouse doesn't work. Well, okay, that's fine because I can just stick another mouse in. That's all okay. Or does it? If I hold it down like that, is that going to move it? No, it's not. No. Arg. Right. Let me see if I can find a mouse. I did have a mouse. Where did I put it? Put put it here. Right, okay. So we're just going for a wide mouse, not an Apple mouse. Right, okay, just zoom out a bit. And we'll head up here. How many frames per second am I getting now then? Options. So on this Mac, let's have a look. I am getting 12 frames per second, and on the other Mac, running under Rosetta, I am getting 30 frames per second. And also, that's a really good ping. Although I'm used to like rubbishy pings from being on. Alright, so also, what resolution have I got this at? 1280 by 800. So let's go 1280 by 800. Okay. 1280 by 800. Yep. Should I just okay that? So has it actually kept those settings? Let me double check. Options, graphics, 1280 by 800. Okay, frames per second. Right, let's have a look. 26 frames per second. So we're not getting amazing frames per second, but that's all okay. Let's map somewhere then. I tell you, why don't we just map to somewhere, I know. We'll go here. And we'll go the same on here and see what frames per second we get. So we'll head to exactly the way, same point, crossing waypoint. Yep, here we go. The colours on here are much more vibrant. On the new MacBook, they're much more vibrant. That's strange though, because I managed to get here quicker on the old MacBook than the new MacBook. So maybe that's just because we haven't downloaded all the maps yet. I'm hoping anyway. Doop-a-doop-a-doo, let me in. Now, I can hear the fans. The fans are going crazy on this one here. Okay, whilst we wait to actually load into this map, let me have a look. See what we're getting. So we're getting 23 frames per second here. This is so much more vibrant. Let's see what we're getting frames per second. 42, 43 frames per second. Oh my goodness, that's pretty decent. I'm absolutely oh my goodness, I think we're in for some battling now. Oh cringe, I wasted that there, didn't I? Oh well, not to worry. But I can always jump on my... Here we go. I can get the heck out of here. And on this one, I haven't got the mount. But let's have a run around, let's see how we're doing. So it's definitely a lot more jerky on this one. Let's have a look. Frames per second, options, 21 frames per second, 19, 21 frames per second. And on this, options, oops, no, why you do that, Mac? (42 frames per second. That's unbelievable. That's just bonkers. I mean, I don't think I'm even at the animation medium. Let's compare our graphics settings here. So animation. I've got animation high. Maybe if I change that down to medium as well, we might see better frames per second. Well, we're still not going to see 40 though, are we? 23 frames per second. So what have I got? Small. Okay, so we got anti-aliasing small, SMAA low, and then ultra. What was I thinking with these settings? Okay, so we're going low, and then here medium, This is really hard actually with this with that mouse. Reflection, medium. All reflections, crikey, I was ambitious with this, wasn't I? Textures, medium. Subsample, rendering subsample, we're going shadows, ultra. Wow. Shaders, low. Post-processing low, and then medium. Bear with me. I can't imagine how, so effect LOD, but I don't want depth blur. So we've got the same settings there now, and we're getting roughly the same frames per second. So maybe if I'd have changed the settings to what I had before, let's change the settings. Best performance. There we go. Let's try that on this as well. Settings. This is getting really warm. Best performance. So on best performance, I'm getting 30 frames per second on here, and 48 frames per second on this one. I mean, it doesn't look that good, but I think for the it doesn't look amazing. Let's just options. I think I will change some of these graphics though. So animations, let's go medium. I'm going to not use that mouse, I think. Small, environment, medium. Textures, medium. Shaders, medium. That's not too bad, and that still gives me like 40 frames per second. So, in answer to the question, does Guild Wars 2 run on Apple Silicon? Thank goodness, yes. Yes it does. Thank you for watching. I'm AKCSL. If you want to ask me more about the new MacBook Pro, or about Guild Wars 2, or about any other games, you can catch me on Twitch. twitch.tv/AKCSL, and you will be getting lots of updates on this YouTube channel as well, so click that subscribe button if that's something you fancy doing. In the meantime, I'm going to play some Guild Wars 2, so I will catch you all later. Thank you for watching.